Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of CCWTX Chats. We have a very special guest with us today. Ms. Gonzalez, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yes, my name is Sylvia Gonzalez. I am the campus coordinator at Bowie Middle School with Communities in Schools. So basically what I do is I am not a counselor. I see myself more of a mentor to all these students. I help students, all students, but there is a certain number that I have to case manage, but I help them with basic stuff, say for example, school supplies, feminine hygiene items or uniforms, food, and then we go to more bigger stuff that the family comes and, I help the entire family, not just the student.
Awesome. I think what you do is so important, at Bowie, and that's awesome. And I have worked with you personally, so I know how dedicated you are and how well you do your job. So what is something that you think kind of led you to how successful you've been working with these students?
I think one of the key things has been be open, be honest with these kids. I can't sugarcoat things and say, oh, everything's going to be fine, because that's not real life. And I feel like if I just keep saying stuff like that to them, I'm setting them up for failure. So I have to keep it real. We live in a world where it's in your face. Things are in your face. And so I have to tell them, hey, listen, if you keep doing things, where do you think you're going to end up? And I guess it helps that I know some kind of the lingo because I have nephews. And so some of that terminology or, apps, I know I'm aware of, but keeping that open communication, keeping that communication with the parents as well during this time of quarantine. I wasn't doing that as well during the school year. But when the quarantine happened, I had to get more involved with the parents, and it was great. Parents were very thankful that I was reaching out to them. I was emailing them, asking for their kids, and I think we get so caught up with our everyday life that we forget to just pick up the phone and call them. We're so used to texting, but I learned, hey, it's okay to pick up the phone and call mom and say, hey, how's so and so? How are you doing? So keeping those lines, I think, has helped the program at Bowie be successful, and bringing new programs like you guys have helped a lot, and we've seen our numbers grow every Monday, and slowly bringing new people to Bowie, exposing these kids, these families to what is out there in the community has made this program very successful.
That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely think that if anything, COVID is teaching us how important that communication is. And how the importance of just reaching out and be like, hey, what's going on? So that is awesome. So my next question for you is, I know you work with middle school age students. So if you could go back and give yourself at that same age a piece of advice, what would it be?
I would tell myself, don't be afraid when people say no. Don't be afraid to be, looking back, I was very shy. I was scared. I was the timid one. I would let everybody else answer. I was that student. And so I would tell myself, you got this. Don't be dumb. You know the answer. Raise your hand. Don't be shy. And so I would tell myself, take that chance. You're either going to get it right or you're either going to get it wrong, but you do it. And I think I second guessed myself. Even now as an adult, I have second guessed myself in a lot of things, and I see that opportunity pass by and I'm like, dang it. But I would definitely tell myself, don't take opportunities, believe in yourself more. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's such a good piece of advice. And like you said, it's good piece of advice for youth and us adults too, right? We all need that piece of advice. So that kind of leads me into my next question. Have you had anybody in your life ever tell you like you can't do something or you don't have what it takes to be something? And how did you respond to that?
Yeah, I'll never forget. I was about 12 or 13 years old at that age, at that stage where I was like, do I not raise my hand? And it was at this place, this guy was teaching us how to edit videos for, we were supposed to be recording videos and edit video production, whatever. And I'll be honest, it was at a church. It was at a church. And this guy, I was asking questions, and he was only going towards the older, towards the, the guys that were 17, 18 years old or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And I asked him, and I said, hey, well, I want to learn. And he said, why do you want to learn? And the way he just said it,
Yeah.
and I'll never forget, he just gave me that look like, no, you know. And I'll never forget, because years later, as a reporter, I was editing my own videos, and I was helping produce the newscast. And so I would always think back and say, "Ha! Look at me now, fool."
Right.
No, but in all seriousness, and even now, like 20 years later, I still remember, and those words do something to you. They really do. And so I I know that I could do better. And actually thinking now, I'm thinking, I'm going to go back to college, and do photography this
Mm,
summer. And that's one of the things that that guy said, why do you want to learn that? And, well, why not?
yeah.
Why not? And my goal is to open my business and maybe be a freelance photographer on the side. I don't know, but what's stopping me,
Yeah. Yeah, I love that kind of like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, if it's something you're passionate about, it's something you love, why not take that chance? I mean, passion takes us so far. I think that's something that people underestimate, is your passion for something. Maybe you don't know something all the way, or you're just learning, but passion can take us so far in life. So I think that that is an amazing story, and a story I've never heard. So
No. And I tell you a lot.
yeah. Awesome. So my next question for you is, who inspired you most in your life and why?
It has to be my mom. My mom. And I know it sounds so cliche. Oh my gosh, my mom. But no, you know, um, she came to this country with my dad with nothing. They didn't know the language. And I know there's a lot of controversy with that right now. And I don't know where you stand or where people stand, but they did live the American dream. They opened their business. And I remember wanting to work when I was in school. And mom, I need to work. I need this. And she said, your only job is to get good grades and go to school. That is your only job. She always told me, I don't know how we're going to do it, but you're going to go to college and you're going to do better than what we did. And she instilled that in us. And that's why it is so important for me to tell my girls at school and my boys, you got this. Because I know I heard it every day from my mom. And I'm not sure if these kids are hearing it at home, but at least they're hearing it from me.
Yeah.
I know that they can do so much. And so my mom, to this day, after my dad passed away 12 years ago, I really thought she was going to fall in deep depression. I really thought, well, pobrecita, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna remarry? But no, she's a strong, independent woman.
Mm.
And she, just like she can put down a wall, she can take it down, she can do plumbing, she can change a tire.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and dad taught me that. My dad taught me that. And my mom is such an inspiration because she continues to be that strong role model. She works because she wants to, not because she has to.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she keeps inspiring me every day.
Yeah, mother figures are really the best. And I say mother figures because some of us are so lucky, right, to have moms that are supportive, and I have a great mom as well. But also you in your role can also serve as a mother figure to all the students that you serve at your school, just being that upstanding person and the you can do it person in their life, which also makes your role and your job so empowering for students. So,
Yeah, and sometimes as a mom, you have to set them straight. You
yes.
have to tell them, "Oh, you did so good," but there's also, "Hey, wait a minute. You're messing up, right?"
Hmm.
And so I know that's why they gravitate towards me, because I keep it so real. And I tell them, I care about all of you, and I really do. I dearly care about all of my kiddos, and I hope all of them graduate, and I hope they all have bright futures. Some will struggle because
Yeah.
what's going on at home, but overall, I think I have a good kids at Bowie. I really do.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
can attest to that. They are great kids. We love our Bowie group.
Yes, yay.
Okay, so my last and final question for you is, do you engage in any sort of self-care, or what do you do to take care of yourself and not get burnt out in what you do?
Well, I'll be very honest with you because you're my friend and I'm gonna have to keep it real with you. I was working out for a while. I was getting up early at 3:25 and going to the gym from 4 to 5 in the morning and then coming home. But I got burned out. I
Yeah.
really did because, I would stay at Bowie till sometimes 6, 7, and then I would go and support my kiddos, play football and whatever sport. So I got burned out. But this time during quarantine, believe it or not, it has kind of helped me just to do different things. So, for example, all this week we've been running. My kiddos and I, we've been getting up early. So we're at San Jacinto Park at 6:40 in the morning, and we do 2 miles. And then I'll do my cricket. I like cricket, so that kind of keeps me busy. Or sometimes I'll do a wreath or something. So there's different things. But this year of quarantine, I know it's been bad a lot, but I think I've learned a lot for myself. I've learned to be a better mom, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I like kind of what you said, because what you told us about, you're like getting some physical exercise, but also doing things like working on your cricket or doing a wreath, just something that you can kind of focus your mind on for a certain amount of time. It kind of is also calming in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and I do a lot of yard work and my kids
Mm,
say it's a lot, but I like doing it. I like mowing the lawn. I don't
yeah.
know, I like the smell of it. It's just to me it's calming. I know it sounds like a
Yeah.
craziness, but I like it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us today and having this conversation. I know we appreciate everything that you do for your students and for our community. So thank you for being with us.
No, thank you for always coming every Monday. You guys are awesome.
Awesome. Well, guys, that is the end of our CCWTX chats. Be sure you like this video on our YouTube and also subscribe. Thank you. Bye.